looking at you. Yeah, this whole time he's like,
"Oh,
yeah,
oh, get you."
yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna
Pull
take
some
you."
Freddy action. Don't fall
Right.
asleep.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's staring at me. I'm about to take a
Just turn it
break.
over. Welcome back to Talk Parlor number 13. I'm Adam.
And I'm Jordan.
We're here to talk about last week's Roll for Art Flash Challenge and all the things that go along with it. But first, we'll kick it off with our segment.
Recap, recap, recap.
In this segment, we discuss last week's results and who won the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But first, we'll explain the challenge.
Deadpool in graphite pencil and neo-traditional style.
Yeah, it was kind of cool because it was our first out of 15 weeks.
Yeah, first out of 14 weeks.
14 weeks that we had got.
Wait, no, 15.
Yeah.
First out of 15 weeks that we ever got graphite pencil.
Yeah, so that was exciting. New school? No, it was American traditional.
Yeah.
American traditional, neo-traditional, which is always fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
And superhero was the subject matter. And then we rolled for Deadpool. So overall,
it was awesome. I really loved that challenge a whole lot. A lot more than I thought that I was going to.
That's good because you won.
Yeah. It was nice. It was cool.
Broke that losing streak.
Yeah, I think I only lost one before that one.
Yeah, you did. But I thought I'd just,
right, take a jab at it. Right.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I had my issues with mine, and I think the issue I had with mine was the same issue that everybody had with mine, in that it just sucked.
It did not suck.
No, I realistically, I enjoyed it. I liked my drawing other than when I went and put the smoke on the shell casings.
Mm-hmm.
It just took everything away from it.
Right, yeah. Listen to last week's podcast if you want to hear Adam talk about that for an hour.
It was probably about an hour.
It was an hour.
So anyway, that was last week's challenge. That's our recap. We're going to move on to this week's challenge.
Yes, so we did a Stranger Things theme week, and it's pretty awesome. We're also doing a giveaway, so whenever our voting goes up later, you can, if you're listening to this now, you can backtrack to our Facebook page at Parlor number 13 by J&A and see how that goes. So with our giveaway, whoever votes and comments on why they voted that piece, we're going to compile those names again and roll a d20 or whatever comes up, so that way somebody can win a free print of whichever one they like best. Yeah. We ended up doing the Demobats. So this last week was kind of different. So we landed on Demobats whenever we were doing our roll for our subject matter for the Stranger Things theme week. So we landed on Demobats, and then we landed with colored pencil, and we knew that we wanted to do Stranger Things vibe colors. So color palette was already taken care of. And then we wanted our style, Stranger Things style, kind of realism, kind of, whatever we did.
Mm-hmm.
A couple days later go by, and I'm like, Adam, the Demobats are cool, but I really think that we should add something else to this. How about we add in Vecna? And so we had the idea to just let the people vote, and people voted for Vecna with the Demobats. So that's what we did. We both did Vecna with him featuring his dirty spies from the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How'd you feel about the overall challenge?
The Demobats I was a little bit concerned about because, like we had talked about, they were really only, it's not like the Demogorgons where they're
every season
from start to finish, they're in the show.
Right.
Demobats was really one or two episodes or one episode.
Well, quite a few episodes in season 4. Yes,
I guess it was quite a few season episodes.
But they're kind of almost like a nuisance character rather than a main figure. We have yet to see them mentioned in season 5. But yeah, they're kind of tragic. People really hate them also because they killed Eddie.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I think that's what makes them difficult. It's because they haven't really been there hasn't been a lot around them other than where they killed Eddie.
In a
Um,
couple of fight scenes, you know, in a
yeah,
couple of
couple
scenes
fight
where
scenes.
people are hiding from them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's kind of man, it's hard to draw them.
They are hard to draw.
I just
Yes.
kind of, for lack of better words, I kind of winged it.
Yeah. Funny.
Yeah, I just because I mean, you take a look at a picture of them, and there's just they're so plain. I mean, when you break them down to their very kind of what they are. Yeah, there's
Mhm.
a lot of detail in them, but there's not a lot of pictures on the internet of the detail. I felt
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's true. That's really true.
so it's kind of like I felt more like it was like I start with this, and then I just kind of made it my own. To be honest with
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
But we'll get into that later. Overall, like I said, I thought it was a cool challenge. I am glad, although I was very apprehensive majority of the week.
Mhm.
I am glad that we decided to add Vecna to it or something to it
Mhm.
because I feel like it made it more cohesive.
I agree. I agree. And it made it more noticeable as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, overall, it was a fun challenge. I think everything leading up to the week made it even that much more fun,
Mhm.
because we had our watch party last
Yeah.
Wednesday and that was awesome. We watched all four, was it four episodes
Yep.
that got dropped on Wednesday? So excited for Christmas Day, not only because
Yeah.
it's Christmas, but that's the next four episodes.
Yeah,
So,
next 3 are dropped
or
on
next three.
Christmas.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just a fun challenge.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Once we
Yeah.
got through once I got through my hiccups,
Yeah.
I should say. So, but I don't know. How do you feel about
I absolutely love this challenge. I thought that it was very fun. It was nice to do something in colored pencil again. I feel like it's been a while since we've done colored pencil.
what was the
Um,
last one that we did in color pencil?
it's a good question.
Was it the hand?
I think it was the hand.
I'd have to
So
go
it's
back
been
and
a
look.
while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so it was nice. Yeah, it was really nice to get back into the colored pencils and it was a really fun thing to design. We'll get more into that later. Um, And yeah, as Adam said, it was a bit of a design challenge to overcome with the Demobats and with Vecna and everything. So yeah, overall, I'm very happy with this challenge.
Research.
Research for me is you could say that my research would be on the Demobats anatomy. I really wanted to capture them as much as I could with how their bodies are and all the little colors that are within them. You'll notice that their wings are very veiny. They have lots of, purple streaks, green streaks, blue streaks, just those things that are really hidden underneath the camera in the show. So I went to the Stranger Things wiki website and got a few reference photos from there and use that. You could say that that's my research for it.
I
Plus watching the all 4
all
episodes.
four
Yeah.
episodes. Yeah. I mean, realistically, I don't think I did a lot of research. I just kind of like you, I scoured, the internet looking for reference photos to
Mhm.
use. Um, I knew I wanted to stay black and white with mine,
Yeah.
so I didn't add a lot of color to it. So that helped me. I didn't have to put as much detail into it, I don't think.
Yeah.
Not trying to fine tune the colors and whatnot. So, like I said, I broke away from the color aspect. I just wanted the color in the background. I wanted pops of color because that was the one thing I was thinking about was do I do everything in color and then make the background black and white, or do I bring the background color and make everything else black and
Mhm.
white? And then I toyed around with a couple other ideas, but research, like I said, is just pretty much finding the right reference photos
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
to make it, you know, more of a cohesive image,
Yeah.
I think is the best way to put that. Um,
How did your design phase go?
There again, it was about finding the right images, the right reference images, placing them where I felt like they had the most impact. Um, I knew that I wanted to stick along like a poster type feel.
And it really reads as that, you know, that's probably my favorite thing about yours is that it reads as a poster feel. It really reads as
Yeah, like you would be walking into a movie theater and you see the upcoming films that they're going to be bringing into the
yeah,
theater,
and I
and
think that is really focused on Vecna's angle that he has in there.
mhm,
You know, it's a good photographic shot.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Mhm.
So I knew I kind of wanted to be along that poster feel.
Mhm.
Uh, because I feel like it's just really hard to pull anything else off.
Mhm. I agree.
I mean, unless you just go full body, you know, a full image in a scene, you almost have to go this route. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think there's enough time in 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks to
Yeah.
do a full, body shot in a scene
I'm
of
telling
Vecna.
you, yes, you're absolutely right. I'd say to handle that, you'd be looking minimum 38 hours of work.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
Mhm.
I mean, there's just so much texture, and you know what it reminded me a lot of?
What?
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
And
Yeah.
the eyeball challenge.
You know what's kind of funny is my roommate and Kyle were talking about this. And we had mentioned that each character we've done has been a burn victim. Freddy Krueger,
Yeah.
Deadpool, now Vecna. Because Vecna gets
Interesting.
on fire at the end of season 4, you know? So
I never really
yeah,
thought
they're
of it
all
that.
burn victims.
Okay, we gotta move away from
We
the
gotta
burn.
get away from this theme.
Yeah, I'm not digging this.
Right.
We have to remove ourselves from the
Yeah.
building.
I think
We have to
the
do something
yeah,
different.
I think
Exit now.
the only other character that we've done was your Ninja Turtle,
Yeah,
right? Oh wait, oh and Zelda. Well,
and
Link,
Zelda.
yeah. But majority rules of burn victims in
Yeah,
in our artwork.
interesting. I've never really put that together, but you're
Yep.
right. Or well, he's right.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it I feel like we're kind of both on the same page for design. It was just, because I really feel like yours has that poster theme,
I think that mine does have that poster theme a little bit,
but it does
but
kind
it
of have that mugshot feel.
also reads as a wanted poster, doesn't it?
It
It
does.
kind of looks like a mugshot, and Vecna has like Demobat tattoos, you know?
Was that intentional?
No,
No.
totally unintentional. But yeah, you know, speaking of my design, I mean, I really wanted that poster feel, and it just kind of ended up looking like a mugshot, but it really works. I really like it. Um, and it's big and bold on the Stranger Things, and um, one thing that I love. So I chose this reference of Vecna from my favorite scene in the entire series. That's whenever Max is um getting kind of she's almost about to lose in her battle against Vecna. It's whenever she's at the cemetery, reading her letter to Billy, and Vecna takes her, and you know she goes up in the sky, and Vecna watching her run away. His glare is just so memorable. I really, really love that. So that's what I ended up doing for mine is I did that scene of Vecna. I do wish that I would have brought in some more red, but I just felt like the orange was so much more poppy against everything. Um, but yeah, I really like it a whole lot.
Yeah, I just kind of like the way that, and we've talked about it before, um how we don't intentionally do something,
Mhm.
and then we wind up, it's like you get here on Wednesday and um it's like, oh, how
Yeah.
similar they are.
Right,
And
right.
we've never really, it's not like we've, intended on that to happen.
Mhm.
It just happens that way. It's wild. Um So that I always find very intriguing. Even though we do like, we do take pictures and stuff and send it back and forth,
Yeah.
to each other, but that's usually, it's usually towards the end of the it's usually towards the end of the week that
Right.
we're doing that. And when I say towards the end of the week, I mean it's usually towards like, you know,
Mhm.
Monday night, Tuesday night, we're well into our design phase,
Yeah.
we've already started drawing, and that's what I mean by that is that um the
What
it's
are you
just
doing?
weird. Well, I was trying to find comments from last week's vote because I wanted to uh bring that up, but I
I got
haven't
you.
uh but yeah, so I always find that very fascinating how much we're different,
Mhm.
but
Same, but different.
yeah, it's wild. Um, so I just really find that to be very cool. Because we are very artistically different. We have our own things that we like to do, and we are our own people. But
Mhm.
somehow, some way, at the end of the day, when we put our stuff side by side, it's very similar,
Mhm.
with the exception of a few pieces.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, it's wild. Uh, did you title yours?
So I am titling mine, um, Vecna's Stare, but featuring separate title of Vecna's mugshot. If Vecna had a mugshot, I definitely think this is what it would look like.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or if he was put up on a Western Most Wanted poster, this is what it would look like. a bounty, a bounty
you should have
poster.
done "wanted" across the top
Right,
in
yeah.
the letters of that. That would have been cool.
Been kind of a fun take on it, you
Oh yeah,
know?
yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, do we want to go through likes?
Well, what's your title?
Oh, I guess I could tell you my title,
Yeah.
huh? Do you remember what my title was?
No.
We
The
literally make these
the
things up on
right.
the fly, okay?
As we go.
Yeah.
Um, your wasn't yours like the epic
The,
I don't know.
guys, I have no idea. Honestly, Vecna's arrival. I don't
Vecna's
remember.
Arrival, there
There you
we
go.
go.
Yeah,
Vecna's Arrival, you calling it that. Vecna's Arrival.
yeah. I mean, because it's the particular season that this is out of was the first time that we actually really got to understand who and what Vecna was.
Mhm,
Like they kind of led up to it through 4 seasons,
mhm,
but this was like really the first time that we got to understand how everything
right.
started, how it become what it became.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I like Vecna's arrival.
Yeah, Vecna's Arrival is good.
Artist
I like that
statement?
as well. For my artist statement, I mean, my gosh, I could just say, I really wanted to capture Vecna staring at you. He's a horrifying guy, and with my piece, I really feel like you're making eye contact with
Oh,
him, you
definitely.
know?
Yeah.
And he just has those dead eyes, very clouded over, but they're also peering into your soul. Um, yeah, I wanted to capture that specific look, lots of contrast. I really wanted to bring forward all of that just detail in his face. I wish I could have done a better job at it. I'm still getting used to the colored pencils. I'm almost where I want to be at with them.
I think you
But
did a fantastic job.
thank you. Thank you so much. I'm pretty proud of it. I like it.
Um,
How about yours? Your artist statement.
my artist statement, not really so much as a statement, but
Mhm.
just what I wanted to accomplish.
Mhm.
And, you know, Stranger Things had been out for some time before I actually was introduced to it. I had
Mhm.
no idea what the show was or what it was even about. And I mean almost instantly from the very first episode,
In love.
I fell in love with the
Mhm.
show. And I think a lot of it was it took me right back to the '80s. I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
took me right back to my childhood.
Right.
Every single part about it.
Mhm.
It didn't miss a bit.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't skip a beat, does it?
No, it doesn't. And the way they captured it, I think is what made me really just like it just connected.
Yeah.
And it's, we say it all the time when we're drawing. It's you can sit there for hours on end and draw something and absolutely hate it
Mhm.
because there's not that connection.
Exactly, exactly.
And
I
then
struggled with that mostly with the surrealism car.
yeah,
Yeah, that was hard.
and you can grab something like this, almost anything out of that show, and you're going to connect with it.
Mhm.
I had a huge hiccup this week. We'll get into it later, but once I sat down and I really started going,
Mhm.
I connected with
Just
it.
love doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
loved it. So, for my artist statement, it's not necessarily a statement. It's just I wanted to capture something that
Nostalgic.
was yeah, you could call it nostalgic. I mean, 20 years from now, it's going to be nostalgic,
Mhm.
you know? People are going to wonder what's this show that they were
Yeah.
talking about back then. And so it's going to be wild to sit there and watch a show that's based in the '80s that was made in,
Mhm.
2025.
Right.
So I just, to be able to capture something, to be able to draw something from one of my all-time favorite shows,
It's
how
fun.
could you pass it up?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean, it was just, and the way we did it, you know, doing a theme week, doing a giveaway, all on the day that they release the
Yeah.
first 4 episodes
Of
of the
the final
final
season.
season,
Yeah.
I think just was the cherry on top.
Yep, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah.
Um,
What are your likes about yours? What do you like most about it?
I like Vecna. Um, Oddly enough, up to this point, I've actually had a lot of practice with this type of work, especially using color pencil.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going all the way back to our very second challenge with the eyeball.
Mhm.
Uh, this was a lot like that.
Yeah.
In in
I
the
see what you
fact
mean.
that
Yeah.
yeah, in the fact that it wasn't hard, it wasn't difficult for me to do. I had more trouble out here
Mhm.
because the reference image I was looking at, it wasn't, you know, and you didn't want it to be in focus because it's going further away from you. But up close, his nose, his eyes, his mouth, all that deep texture,
Mhm.
it was just like the eyeball challenge I did.
Right, yeah.
So it was like all I had to do is tap into that, and I was using different colors. I was using blacks, grays, well, blacks and grays, and then for my whites, I was just leaving negative space and going
Yeah.
back in with a jelly roll in a few places that were too small to leave negative space. Um, so it was just a different set of colors,
Mhm.
same concept. And I really enjoyed the eyeball.
Yeah.
I loved doing it. I thought it was freaking cool because it was
Yeah.
like when you held it up, and same thing with this one. You hold it up at different angles,
Right.
it doesn't change. It's a two-dimensional image,
Mhm.
but it appears three-dimensional. And when
Right.
you look at it at different angles, it's not that it's changing; it just appears differently.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does.
It plays. It's almost like it plays tricks on your eyes in
Mhm.
a sense. So my favorite is
Yeah.
Vecna.
That's kinda how I feel about mine. Honestly, my drawing creeps me out.
Really?
'Cause look at him.
Like he's just
He's
staring at you
looking
like,
at you. Yeah, this whole time he's like,
"Ooh,
"Yeah.
ooh, get you."
Yeah." He's like,
Yeah.
"Imma
Pull
take
some
you."
pretty action. Don't fall
Right.
asleep.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's staring at me. I'm about to take a
Just turn it
break.
over. That's amazing. That's funny. Yeah. So Vecna, that's your favorite?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, Vecna's my favorite on your picture too, but also
Oh,
I
I see
also
what you're
love
saying.
your depth and
Yeah, man, there are so many things that I like about this, and I think that my favorite part, as creepy as it is, are his eyes. He is looking at me, and I don't know how to deal with that. Um, But man, just this whole process was really just really fun to do. I started out sketching everything down. I really, like I mentioned, wanted to bring forth a lot of his texture in his face. And that's part of my favorite thing about this is just that texture is flowing. It feels alive. It's glowing, it's vibrant. I like that his nose really has some good depth in it also. And the Demobats are cool. They're cool, but they're not my favorite. I was so excited to be rid of them whenever I was done drawing them. And as stupid as it is, each of those freaking bats took me like an hour and a half each to do to
Oh,
color.
wow.
Dude, I spent time on this thing.
Oh,
It
I'm well
it's
aware.
an like I think over 19 hours. And the fact that it took me that long, I just wish that it's better, you know?
Really?
But I do. Um, but it was a lot of layering color and just, starting from the outside of this texture in, bringing forth those veiny, tree-like looks in him. Um, yeah.
I will say this.
Mhm.
When you're doing this style, and I'm gonna call it a style, where there's that grainy, there's that very deep texture, the
Mhm.
burn texture. When you're doing that style, if you're not comfortable with your medium at the beginning,
Mhm.
you're gonna be comfortable with it by the end.
Oh, yeah, that's for
Or
sure.
it's not or it's just not gonna look
You're
good.
gonna have an understanding.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you have you have very small areas that you're working in and you're trying to make those areas pop
Yeah.
three-dimensionally.
Right,
And
exactly.
and you can only do that through layering of color.
Mhm. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
I think your layering is excellent.
Thanks. One thing that I also really like is his bottom lip. Um, because I was like, "Oh man, I'm really hoping this doesn't end up looking like lipstick or something
Right.
on him." And so you had to really finesse and tweak that area to bring out that lip on the
Mhm.
bottom, how it kind of pushes out, and then bring it back
Yep.
down. Um, so that way it doesn't look like a feminine goddess.
Right, right.
It's just the lip was very subtle, but also very pronounced.
Did
So,
did you notice, I don't know if you noticed this, when I was using my reference image, it was like I set it over here and I was drawing and I was trying to follow it, and then I just realized it doesn't have to match the reference.
right, and
It's just about getting the lines in there
mhm,
to show that definition. So, like if you were to look at the reference image I was using, these lines probably are not in there. But I
mhm,
put them in there because they were easier for me to pull definition out of those versus
mhm,
what was in the actual reference image.
right, right.
So I didn't know if you kind of felt like you kind of went away once you got to the textures and stuff of his face. Did you move away from
I
your
did
reference image?
so I did wing it a little bit, but if you notice, like, his from top of the ear to cheek down to the lip, there's that big pull.
Hmm.
It really,
Right. Everything's kind of pulling to the front.
right, and moving, down into the front to the top of the lip there.
Right.
So that's one thing that I really wanted to pull off was that movement from cheekbone down to the lip and get that flow and that movement, and it's not everything moving in the same direction. You have the cheekbone, and then you have under the eyes where things kinda go more vertical
Hmm.
rather than diagonal. Um, so there's a lot of different direction, all kind of flowing the same way, uh, but I tried to stick to the reference as much as I could, and I think that was good. One thing that I do wish is that I was just able to pull off a bit more depth in his face. I feel like it's still there's just something missing.
I really feel like though that might be the limitations of the medium.
Yeah, you think so?
I think it is because you can only, I mean, face it, look, the Prismacolor has one black pencil.
I know, and that's another thing that I wanna do too, is I wanna find a super black
Right.
pencil because, you put this thing down, I mean, you gotta press hard
Right.
for it, and then it starts merging with your other colors, and then it becomes muddy. Ignore the beautiful blue rays that were just above us.
Yeah.
Um, so that's one thing. You can notice also my black smearing within this and it becoming muddy and me having to go on top of that with a red to blend that muddiness out as much as I could. One thing that I thought was interesting was, and I never noticed this before, the top of this guy's head is pretty smooth.
Mhm.
There's not like that burn texture in there very much.
No.
It is smooth and almost like wet,
And
you
something
know?
that you really didn't have to mess with on yours, but I had to on mine,
Mhm.
the ear.
Oh my gosh, the ear, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Which
didn't
is
even
like,
think about that man having ear.
it's pretty non-existent,
But
but it is there.
mhm,
Like the hole is there, but the rest of it is non-existent.
mhm,
But there's still some texture there. And I was
mhm.
like, man, I was looking at the reference photo and I'm like,
How
oh my goodness, how am I
yeah,
gonna do this? But I'll
right.
tell you what I learned. And I used a technique from when we did the alcohol markers on Freddy.
Oh, yeah?
And when that was, there were parts of it that I went in. Okay, so on my Freddy, how he feels like he's coming out of the darkness.
Mhm,
Okay, what I did was I drew the stuff. I drew the textures and stuff in there, but I had to get that background from dark across his face, and I kept going with different darkness
mhm.
alcohol markers over the top of it
Yeah.
until I got it to the darkness that I wanted. And then I faded it out from that point.
Nice,
And
nice.
I did the same thing on here. I went in and I put in a lot of texture, and then I just started with my lightest colored pencil,
Mhm,
and I just shaded over it. And then I went to my next one, shaded over it, went to my next one and shaded over it, went to my next one and shaded over it until I got to that contrast that I was
mhm.
looking for.
Did you use any alcohol blending in yours?
No.
I was going to in mine, but I didn't. The
I
the thing that I used for blending in mine was my orange pencil to blend that red and the black, and I even put brown in there also and like the reddish brown.
I have a little bit over there. I spilled the majority of it, but I do have a little bit over there. My problem with it is when I've tried it in the past, I feel like it gets watercolory.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's weird. Like it's color pencil, but it has that watercolor feel. Now,
Mhm.
does that take away from the color pencil aspect? Is it still color pencil? I mean,
It's still colored pencil.
it to me it's still color pencil.
Yeah.
However, with that being said, maybe what I should have done, because the one thing that I dislike about mine is the background.
Really?
Not the background itself,
Uh-huh.
but just how
I see
not
what you mean.
smooth it
Right.
is.
You know what I tried to do? So
Like yours looks
I
very smooth. How did you do that?
I used a blending stomp.
See, I used blending stump too, but I just never could get it. I used a blending stump and then I have a blender pencil
Uh-huh.
and I used that and I just never could get it smooth.
My blending stomp has a lot of texture on it.
Okay.
It's like it was kind of interesting how it got so smooth, you
Interesting.
know? Um, but I did that, and then another thing that I tried to do is you can kinda see it, I tried to shave some blue because that's one thing that I wish mine had was more blue in the background, and I was just kinda scared to go in there and really go hard with it. But I tried to shave some of my blue pencil
Mhm.
and then blend it on there with the stomp, just like how I
Yeah.
did with the
Would
graphite on the Deadpool,
right.
and it just was not working, it wasn't sticking, so
Well, you remember back to the hand?
mhm.
That's what I did with the hand,
Oh,
but I
yeah!
didn't use a blending stump.
What'd you use?
Toilet paper.
Oh my gosh.
I took and scraped it off on a card,
Yeah,
and then I took, let's say I wanted it dark, I wanted the red here, so then I just dumped all those pieces of
right, and
red
just
and
kinda,
then
like,
took a
rubbed it
piece of
out.
toilet paper and rubbed it out. And I almost thought about doing it on here, but what I noticed on the hand is it's very light.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very light. It's a very pastel
mhm.
type color. And I wanted that real punchy red and that real punchy blue. So that's why I opted not to do that. But that's the one
I
thing that I
almost
don't like
wonder.
about the background on mine is it just doesn't feel smooth. I love the texture. I
I know
love
what you
everything
mean. I know
about
what
it.
you mean.
I
You can
just
see the pencil lines.
yes, you can see
Yeah.
the pencil lines exactly.
Hmm.
And that's so maybe if I would have gone over it with some of that liquid, just to blend out the pencil lines, maybe that would have been better. Maybe that would have worked.
Yeah.
Try it next time.
Another thing that helps too is, we notice this whenever we practice our tattooing on fake skin is, if you're using a magnum,
Mhm.
cross
Cross
crossing your
hatch.
shading.
Yeah.
Yeah, just layering your shading in different directions.
Yeah. I did
That
that
way.
on the red. I
Mhm.
didn't do that
I
so
did
much
that
on the
up
blue.
here, and I should have blended this out better, but I was finishing up at 4:30 in the morning this morning,
And
and
I will tell you something else that I struggle with. And it didn't become a problem until last week.
mhm.
I am so gun shy now.
Why?
Dude, because of that freaking smoke on the shell casings.
Stop being gun shy. Don't let
Like
that kill it for
like
you, man.
legit. I struggled down here. I was like, do I bring the red behind? Well, obviously I didn't want to bring the red behind because then the Stranger Things wouldn't pop out. But
Mhm.
do I want to color it in black? Well, I don't know if that's a good move or not either.
Right.
But or well, maybe I don't want to put anything down here and I want to color it in red. Because there's three different logos that you can
Mhm.
use. There's this like it is here,
Mhm.
which you did as
Right.
well. There is this with the center colored in black,
Mhm.
and then there's this with everything just red.
Everything's red.
And I freaking struggle with it, and I'll tell you why. Because once you go, that's it.
There's no turning
There's
back.
no turning back. And
Yeah.
that's the way it was with the smoke on the casings last week. Once I did it, that was it. There was no turning back. And
Yeah.
it
Last
ruined my
night.
entire image. And I found that there were so many things that I was doing this week that I was just so gun shy about.
Mhm.
That's going to take a minute to get over.
You gotta get over it.
I know.
Especially this challenge coming up,
But you've been
you
you've
know?
been in that situation before.
Oh, yeah. Last night, I at 3 AM, I think I sent you a video too that, like,
Oh, you
I was
did? I
almost
didn't
done.
even
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I did. I was like, "I'm almost done. I just need to finish," and, after I sent that video, I was like, I need to take a break." So I went downstairs for a minute, just sat there, kinda scrolled on my phone, and then I just wanted to be so done, I was just done. I
Well,
wish that I didn't have that time crunch sometimes, and I started early. It just took me forever.
but you put your heart and soul into this, and I'll
I
tell you
did.
how I know this, people. This is
Mhm.
how I know this. The last photo she sent me, all of this here, it was all she had to do at 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
From here to here, that's all she had left to do at 11:30 at night. And I said, "Well, you shouldn't be too long. I mean, I think it'll go by pretty fast." She said, "Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be here till probably like 4:30 in the morning." I said,
Yeah.
"No way,
Yeah.
no freaking way." And she goes, "Oh yeah." She goes, I'm taking my time on this."
Mhm.
She sent me a photo at 4:30 in the morning, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Holy cow!"
Yeah.
And when you're putting that much effort into it,
I'm
that
just
is amazing.
I'm just trying to get where I wanna be with the colored pencils, and
They're hard.
they are hard, and I don't like how waxy they are too. I'm not a fan of, like, the waxiness.
Well,
I want dry. I want something that's easier to move. The wax, man, I just feel like you put it down and it's just hard,
I think
It's
that
different.
is brand.
You think so?
Yeah. I think if we could move up to the Cure the Ashes, you wouldn't have as much of that waxy feel to it.
Yeah.
Um, but there again, you're talking outrageously and stupidly expensive color pencils.
Right, and I don't love them that much to spend that much money on them.
No, I didn't want to spend what I spent on mine, but I did.
Honestly, after we're done with this podcast, I might punch in some blue on the background. Gosh dang, he is just creepy, man.
He is.
He's
I
looking
love it.
at you.
I love
He's
it.
looking at you, and he's making me uncomfortable. He's
Yeah,
gonna take my soul.
I love it. I think it's amazing. I think you did an awesome job.
Thanks, man.
Congrats. I think you're going to take home the win. Not that mine's not great,
Right, right. It's
but
it's amazing.
people are punchy.
Mhm.
and yours is vibrant.
It's it's just like he's there.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's absolutely great.
Thank you. Another thing that I really liked about mine as well is so I wanted to feature the Demobats just a little tiny bit more. And so I have them flying down from the top underneath the Stranger Things logo. And I think that just really brought in more character and featured the Demobats more. Because
Yeah.
even with them just so subtly in my dark upside down background there,
Did
it
you
brought it
feel
more.
like because you did the same thing I did. You went in with your jelly roll and put in it's weird because in Stranger Things, it's like these little particles, if you
Yeah.
will. They're not really
Mhm.
stars,
They're
but
like
they're
ash.
particles.
They're like
Yeah.
ash. Mhm.
And they just kind of float all over the place.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're in the upside down. That and everything's just pitch dark,
Yeah.
more or less. Um, did you feel like you were just putting stars on your paper?
I did. So I I kind of wish that I wouldn't have done them after I did them, but I'm really glad that I did them so tiny. Um and I kind of want to shade more of them in and take some of them away.
Really?
Mhm.
See, I did mine much larger, and I brought mine over the top.
Ooh, yeah, you did. That was a
Yeah,
good call too,
and I
huh?
brought some over the top of him,
Mhm.
because I really wanted to try to capture the 2 different worlds.
Yeah.
You have the upside down and then you have the real world. So I was really trying to split
Mhm.
in between the 2, so that's why I I brought them over the top, but it just felt like they and I think it's because any other time we've done this, they've been meant to be stars.
Yeah.
So, you know, in this particular instance, they're not meant to be stars. They're meant
Right.
to be these little
I think it
particles.
really helps that you brought them in front
Yeah,
to show that they're not stars.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, I was just curious about that question. Nothing, no biggie, but
Yeah.
I was just kind of curious. Uh, I feel like we kind of talked about medium challenges
Yeah,
a
I do
little bit.
too.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't really have the issues with the color pencil that you do, but this is what your
I
third color
just
pencil challenge.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're
I
still
just
getting
want
used to it.
exactly. Still definitely getting used to it. It's not an overnight, epiphany that you have that wow, you're incredible at colored pencils. I just want to find out how to bring in that hyper detail with colored pencils that I can do with graphite pencils. And even with graphite pencils, I need to improve so much more.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, I think it's just watching videos on people who are just phenomenal color pencil
Right.
artists.
And I think also is time. If I had a year to work on this and then, I came back to it every month or so and knocked in 6 more hours, 7 more hours, 10 more hours. Time is everything because whenever you have so much time to focus on all those tiny details and shade it how you'd like, it just makes all the difference.
I do agree with that to a certain extent.
Mhm.
They're but you have to keep in mind they are color pencils.
Mhm.
They do have what's I'm looking they have me what I'm trying to say is you can only take them so far.
Right.
You can only put so much color pencil on top of other color pencil on top
That's
of other color
true.
pencil.
Yeah.
So, if you had, let's say, 6 months that you were working on this, it better be a big freaking piece.
Yeah.
If it was a much bigger piece, we're working on 7 by 10.
Right.
If you were on, say, like 9 by 16 or something
Mhm.
larger than a 9 by 16, then I could see where you could really pack in and punch in maybe more detail, because the image is much larger.
Yeah.
So there I could see that, like you were saying, come in and you could do a little bit more. But on something such a small scale, I
Mhm.
think you can only really do so much,
Yeah, I agree.
because we are working in a small space.
Right.
Um,
One thing also that I wanna get better at is fonts, word drawing.
mm,
Man, I just wanted my words to be crispy, and if I was using a graphite pencil, that would be a lot easier to pull off. But it does kind of give that TV look to it,
Yeah,
and I'm okay with that.
fonts are hard.
Fonts are so hard.
It's everybody thinks that they're just letters. I mean,
It's
yes, they
not
are just
letters.
letters, but they are very difficult to get right. I
Mhm.
mean, one little shake here or one little shake there, or you're off just a touch here, or you're off just a touch there. And when I
Yeah,
say a touch, I mean like a 16th of an inch.
right.
You can see it.
Yep. And I don't know why this font decided to have the hardest N ever to draw. I hated the N. The N was very complicated to draw, and
I
the
didn't
E
have
was
much problem with
complicated for
mine,
me.
but I'm kind of a boss at lettering, so there's that.
Mhm.
You've seen some of my lettering.
That's true.
Yeah, kind of good at it.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, screw it. I'm over it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me, boss. That's about it. I
Collaboration?
overall, I freaking love this thing. I'm so happy with it. It is creepy. It's wild. He's been looking at me this entire time. It's making me really uncomfortable.
Collaboration? Did we collaborate much?
Not really.
No.
No. Just kind of updated each other
We're gonna have
throughout.
to get better at that. Some challenges we're good at collabing.
Mhm.
Other challenge, but I think it takes certain challenges to
Right.
do that.
I agree.
Does
I
that make
agree.
sense?
Yeah. And
Like,
definitely whenever we're not using any reference, we collab quite a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there are some times that we can just pull stuff. I think turtles were the last one that we kind of
Mhm.
collabed a little bit on. But there again, you're not really working from a reference image.
Yeah.
Something
That's
like
true.
this, where you're doing something straight from a TV show, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
run off of a
Off
reference
of
image.
something,
Yeah.
right.
And so there's really not much collaboration that's required.
Yeah.
Other than like you said, just snapping photos, sending it back and forth. Hey, where you at? Hey, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe change that up a little bit or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
overall, there'll come a time when we have to collab more.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Maybe on this next challenge.
maybe. And that
Maybe.
is out with the old and
And
in
in with
with
the
the new. In this segment, we discuss the newest dice roll and what our initial thoughts are.
yeah. So
So hit it off.
our next dice roll is we rolled a bird in graphite pencil and realism. Holy crap.
Guys, let me tell you what, you couldn't
Oh,
ask for a better roll.
no, you couldn't. So
Um,
graphite pencil's always on the table for us because
yes.
we just decided graphite pencil's always on the table for us, and it's a free country. We have free will given to us by the grace of God.
That's right.
So
We're gonna do
that's
graphite
right.
pencil.
And we're doing graphite pencil.
That's right.
First time
What are we doing?
graphite pencil.
Graphite pencil, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So bird, graphite pencil, realism, amazing.
Yeah.
We both decided that we want to do a cardinal. Uh,
Mhm.
so that's gonna be fun. Are you pretty excited about it?
I am super excited, slightly emotional.
I know.
So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be uh it's yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
So um can't wait to get started.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be awesome the way it turns out. I'm trying to decide if we should do a scene, if we should just leave it as a cardinal on a piece of paper.
I think that's up to your discretion.
I think we need to come up with a plan.
You think so?
Yep.
But we don't want to do same.
We don't want to do samesies, but I still think that we need to do enough similar attributes so they can be judged evenly.
Yeah.
Because if let's take this for instance, you do a Christmas scene with a cardinal, and I
Okay.
just do a cardinal out, just a cardinal on the piece of paper.
I
You
think
have
I think
something
that
different. You have
we both know that we both want to do more than that. You know?
do we?
Yeah. Yeah.
So sound maybe like a scenery,
Maybe featuring a little scenery.
maybe featuring a little scenery.
Right.
Okay, I'm down with it.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's
Cuz
gonna
I
be
would
fun.
feel it would feel is lackluster the correct word there?
Unfinished,
Unfinished or just kind of a cop out. I feel like if I just did boom,
a
there's a
bird,
cardinal in the middle of the paper.
right?
you know?
No, I agree. And that's, that's why I like, I like to pinpoint things
Mhm.
and make sure that a way, we're kind of on the same page as everything.
Right.
Um, but yeah, like I said, it's going to be emotional. It's going to be fun. Um, and how in the world that the dice landed on guys? Legit. Here's
Yeah.
the deal. Okay, we love graphite pencil. We love realism. We are working as artists towards more towards hyper realism.
Mhm.
And realistically, the best medium, in my opinion, for that is graphite
Graphite
pencil.
pencil.
And so to get where you're dropping the dice in on subject matter and it rolls bird. It's like, all
We were
right,
both like, "Alright, that's
yeah,
great,"
because we haven't done bird.
Right,
We
yeah.
haven't. It's just different. We were
And then
talking about
also
that earlier today.
it feels like every time we roll, it's like, "Okay, well, we just did the video game character, so we can't do that. Alright, we just did this, so we can't do that," because we
Yeah,
backtrack our last 3 weeks. We don't wanna become repetitive
right.
because believe it or not, like, every single week, we'd be doing kinda back-to-back stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's wild.
we have to re-roll constantly because we're landing on something that we just
That
did.
we just did.
Right.
So the fact that it
So,
was like first roll right out of the box,
bird.
bird. It's like
Nice.
freaking cool.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
right
All
on.
right. Then it was for medium.
Medium, graphite pencil.
Yeah.
We were
Boom.
like,
Dropped it in there.
"What's happening?"
Graphite pencil. Like,
Yeah.
holy crap. Pause the camera for a second
Right.
so we can just hoop, holler, hooray.
Right, just celebrate.
Yeah.
And then
Because now we got bird and then we got graphite
yeah, and
pencil.
I
And
told
then
Adam, he was on style, and I said, "Adam, it all comes down to this, man.
I was
It
like,
all
yeah,
comes
because
down to
it could
this."
just go, it could go right in the tank,
Yep,
even on style. It could just
yep. Yeah,
trash.
yeah.
And I think it was second roll because the first roll we landed on
On
neo traditional,
New School, we landed on New
new school.
School. Yeah, and that was within our last 3 weeks,
Yep.
so
So I picked the dice up, redid the take, and we rolled realism. And it was like,
holy
oh
crap.
my freaking gosh.
Yeah,
This is,
a blessing.
it's crazy.
Yep,
How does this happen?
yeah.
What did we do?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. My fiance got me these dice for Christmas and this adorable, cute little dice bag, and I have no idea what the brand is or what it is, but it's
I kind of feel like we should just lock them up and put them in a case,
yeah.
in a display
These are
case
just
for
these
like,
are just lucky dice,
yeah.
man. Lucky
So
dice.
yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I'm excited, and we'll see what next Wednesday brings. Make sure
Yeah,
y'all check in next Wednesday because it's it's gonna be a fun one.
yeah. It is gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be cool. I like it a whole lot, and I'm
Um,
also very excited to get these names collaborated on whoever votes and comments, and yeah, do another giveaway.
yeah. Real quick, do you want to jump over to Facebook and we can something I it's we won't spend a lot of time on it, but I think it's worth noting.
Yeah. So also we can talk about percentages. Last week,
Yeah.
um, in our
Last week
Facebook
was
vote.
a horrible showing for me. I mean, horrible.
Yeah.
I
Last week I was in the lead with 85% vote. 85% of the vote. We had a total of 58 votes on that one, which
that
is
was
kind of
good. I don't know. You think it? I think it's good.
I think it's less than what we usually get.
Yeah, but I
Maybe the
mean,
people just didn't like Deadpool very much, I guess. So,
or it could just
yeah,
be people are burnt out on superheroes.
people might just be burnt out on superheroes or burnt out on us bother them every week too.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I'd
Yeah.
like to say that they're just burnt out on superheroes. They
Yeah.
can't be tired of us yet. It's
Right,
only
yeah,
been
not yet.
15
It's
weeks.
only been 4 months.
Yeah,
Yep.
wait
Oh,
till it's
happy anniversary. It's
heck
been
yeah,
16 weeks.
16
Yeah.
weeks this week.
Yep. So
That's
we'll be
amazing.
posting a recap also
Yep.
of the last 2 months.
Something I was wanting to do, and I kind of hashed it over with Jordan. I've kind of brought this up though on the fly here.
Mhm.
Something I think we should do is pick a comment or two comments and
Yeah.
just tell people, hey, what the comment was and what we think about it.
What I noticed in our comments is the the one thing that you hate about yours is why people voted for yours. We have Great in here. He says, I like the blazing bullets because of the smoke that comes from the guns. Nice job. We have another person that says, uh, like smoke from the guns. It's awesome. Yeah. I mean, the thing that you didn't like.
I didn't like the smoke from the bullets.
Oh, smoke from
From the
bullets.
bullets, or the shell casings rather.
Mhm.
That was the thing that I stumbled upon most, was just I just did not like the smoke from on the
Yeah.
casings. I think if I would've just left them as empty shell casings with not adding the smoke,
Right.
maybe it would have been a different thing. But I also felt like mine felt unfinished. And that's the second time I've tried to play around with negative space.
Mhm.
The first one was the very first
Yeah.
challenge, and then this one. So I don't think I'm gonna be messing with negative space too
I
much
really
anymore.
think if you're doing negative space, you gotta pull it off, you know?
And I
And,
failed both times.
you know,
I think there's
think
a
of
time and a place for it.
there is a time and a place for it. You know, if you're doing like some sort of sticker art and you just want to leave that background, fine, fine. But you know, think about our Medusa that we did.
Mhm.
You know, I could have left that space around her completely white, but it wouldn't have had the same impact.
Right.
So doing something to bring forth your photo, to bring forth your drawing is just a smartest artist choice.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Unless you're like drawing a page of Flash. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
Which I think is something we need to do sometime.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. One other one is it was a hard one for me. I liked them both for different reasons. I love the expression on the first one, which I'm assuming she's talking about Jordan's. But voting for Blazing Bullets for the amount of detail and the way the mouth or
Lack thereof
thereof
is drawn.
drawn. So
Did she vote for this one?
I'm not sure. I think she voted for yours,
I
which
think
is
she did
fine.
too.
But you know, like I said, it's uh it's kind of interesting to see what everybody picks, and when they start to comment. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Um, we just love the comments. We love the interaction. So um, just
Yeah,
keep
we
doing more
we
of it.
love the comments. The comments really are just a big thank you, you know, whenever we hear feedback on stuff because like we said, like this drawing, I put in 19 hours worth of work today. And or not today, but throughout the week.
Yes.
And it's cool to hear, you know, do you like it? Do other people like it? Or do you not like it? What don't you like about it? That way I can take your feedback and learn from it.
Yeah, and that's something we don't really get a lot of the "I don't like this," "I don't like that" comments.
Yeah, and it's okay.
And guys, it's art. It's subjective. It's okay if you don't like something. Um, and like Jordan said, it's nice when we get those comments that aren't really, it's not that you're bashing the work, and we're not going to take it that way.
Mhm.
What we're going to do is we're going to look at your criticism, and we're going to figure out how can we apply that criticism into our next drawing.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's how we grow as artists. Even though
Mhm.
you all aren't professionals, we're not professionals.
Right. That's a
But
good point.
what your point of view of what something looks good might be different than my point of view and different than Jordan's point of view, but
Mhm.
it doesn't mean that we can't take what you said and work it into our next drawing,
Yeah, exactly right.
you know?
Yeah.
So just some things to think about. Some upcoming things. We got this to finish up as far as the drawing. We are going to be doing something cool for Christmas.
Mhm.
So be looking out for that.
Cool.
Other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in to Talk Parlor Number 13's podcast, where we discuss how we went head to head and put our creations up for your guys' vote. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Parlor Number 13 by J&A, as well as on Instagram and Talk Parlor Number 13 on YouTube and all of your popular
Favorite podcasting platform.
That's right.
Yeah.
Um,
Subscribe and comment with your thoughts and choose your favorite artwork. Keep the creativity flowing and let your inspiration soar. Together we create, we inspire, we transform art into a journey. Into a journey. See you at the next challenge and vote. And please, wherever you are,
Get home safe.
be safe.
Cool.
Right on.
Dang, that was almost an hour.
It was.
Yeah,
an
but
hour.
there's going to be quite a bit at the beginning that we got to trim off, I think.
I don't think so because I started that timer late.
Really?
Yeah. For real. For
Oh.
real.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna punch in some blue on this thing and see
No,
what it
you're
looks
not.
like. Yeah, I sure
You're not
am.
gonna punch nothing.
I'm gonna punch it.
No, you're not gonna punch it.
Boom,
Oh
boom!
my god! You punched me!